Dear viewers of Aslam Walaikum, I went to a stranger. I wanted a child. My emotional state went out of my control. And at that moment, that man took my hand in his and said, "If you want a child, you will get it." He closed the door of the room and made me lie down on the bed. My name is Mehjeen. I belong to a poor family. As soon as I stepped into the threshold of youth, my mother and father started worrying about my marriage, and during those days, I got a proposal from a good family. Whenever my mother-in-law would come, she would give me her ear, and my sister-in-law was so kind to me that she would bring gifts for me every day. But this love and affection was only for a time. After that, whatever they did to me will send chills down your spine. The day my palanquin entered the courtyard of my in-laws' house, I was 20 years old. My parents did not let me study further than far because I was engaged and the boy's family wanted to get me married soon. My passion for studies was suppressed and I left college and came to my in-laws' house. My in-laws and my parents were from well-to-do families. My husband had accepted me wholeheartedly. Life started going well in our lives. 1 whole year passed happily. My mother-in-law loved me like a mother, and my sister-in-law loved me like real sisters. She did not let me do any household work. She did not let me stay without jewelry during the day. She wanted me to remain a bride all the time. My groom was her only son. That is why she used to call me her beloved bride. I understood. I remained a bride for 1 year. When the second year started, I felt that my mother-in-law was watching me very carefully. One day a middle-aged woman came. My mother-in-law took me to the room and said that she is our midwife. This poor woman has only this means of livelihood. Now that she has come, if nothing else, then get her to perform the rituals. Give her some money. The poor woman will bless me. I did not need to get my stomachs performed. But I considered this as a pampering from my mother-in-law and lay down on the bed. My mother-in-law left the room. The midwife first felt my stomach and then started pressing it. She pressed it by placing her hand on her nose. She rubbed my stomach for 10 to 15 minutes and then got up. She went towards the door of the room and I also got up and followed her to the door. My mother-in-law was in the kitchen. The midwife probably did not know that I was standing behind her. She turned towards my mother-in-law and shook her head as if to signal her not to. I looked at my mother-in-law and saw that her face became sad and her head bowed down. I immediately understood why my stomach was rubbed and what the midwife had told my mother-in-law by nodding her head. I paid the midwife and came to my room. For the first time, I realized that a year had passed. I should have become a mother by now. But the midwife had disappointed my mother-in-law. A few more months passed and the midwife came once again to rub my stomach. While leaving, she disappointed my mother-in-law more than before by gesturing with her head. 3 years passed in the gestures of the midwife. When the 4th year began, my mother-in-law took me to a Shah Sahab. Shah Sahab drew some haphazard lines on a paper and said, "One line is a bit wrong. If Allah wishes, this too will come to its place very soon. Come again next Friday." My mother-in-law made me give 1,000 rupee to Shah Sahab. The next Friday, Shah's 1,000 rupee more became true. But my mother-in-law was not happy. Because their Shah Sahab said that the soul which is to come is still wandering in the orbit of stars. It will take some time to come, but it will come. After 2 months, a voice came in the street, "Fal Ramal Dalil." The breath went out in a rush and Ramal fell. She brought the man inside. People living in the neighborhood would know that fortune tellers come to the streets at such times when the men of the houses go out for their work and there are women in the houses. They understand their mental compulsions and psyches very well. They talk to women in such a way that it seems absolutely correct. My mother-in-law was also one of those women. My mother-in-law gave my hand to her and said, "Baji, when will she get a child?" She looked at the lines on my hand. Then she opened a book and asked me to place the finger of my right hand on one of these squares. I placed my finger on the square. There was a picture of a water fairy on the square. She threw 3 square pieces on the book and said, "The fairy has come out of the water. 4 moons will set and then she will go back into the water. Then 3 moons will set and then she will come out of the water. Then your wish will be fulfilled. Don't worry, wife. Don't blow on the cold milk." Jalpali, 0 hour 4 minutes and 34 seconds, lives in water. She is very lucky. She will make the water and land. Put 200 rupees on Baba's palm. Baba will tell something else. Sometimes Baba feels like having fun. In his mood, he took 1000 rupees and left. But he told such things that mother-in-law and 4 moons drowned. Then 3 more moons drowned. Jalpari did not make the water and land but drowned in the same water. She rubbed her right stomach and went away making the same old gesture of her head. Mother-in-law's face turned pale. Just like that, 1 more year of my life passed by. The love and affection of mother-in-law and sisters-in-law also passed by. But there was no change in husband's attitude. One day he took me to a lady doctor who checked me and prescribed medicines. The course was for 20,000 rupees. After the course was over, the lady doctor checked me once again. She asked me many questions in the absence. She also asked many questions about my husband. Then she called my husband and told him to get himself checked by a good doctor. This system created by nature is strange. The consequences of a small defect are very big. You will be treated. There is no need to worry. I came home and told my husband to consult a doctor. But he screamed as if I had slandered his manhood. The defect is in you. I do not need to go to any doctor. I said that you should not form any opinion about yourself. Your opinion can also be wrong. I meant something else. But he understood something else. His eyes stopped at one side. His face turned pale. I saw that my husband's mood had started to be bad. Along with that, the behavior of mother-in-law and sisters-in-law also changed. On the advice of husband and mother-in-law, father-in-law once again took me to 2 famous lady doctors of the city. One got me examined in the morning. In the evening, both of them examined me and collected their fees from the other doctor and said that he is absolutely fine. There is no problem. You should get his husband checked up by a good doctor. But father-in-law, while advocating for the son, said, "He is absolutely fine. He is fine. What is the need to get him examined?" I came back and told my husband that the lady doctor has said this. He did not say anything, but the changing color of his face was telling that he was not happy with this decision. I am from the area of Kasor, where there are shrines and gadiyas of the peers at short distances. I was taken to 3-4 shrines. I was fed the dust and pebbles of those shrines, and in the process 4 amulets started hanging around my neck. My mother-in-law also took me to Sharif. I was also made to attend the shrine of a living peer. But there was only one taunt in my faith, that this is that plant of yours which drinks all the water of the land. It neither bears fruits nor flowers. Such taunts started raining on me that the first night and the first year of marriage remained in my memory like a beautiful dream. Then I removed that dream from my mind as well. I started hating the doors and walls. The holy became a stranger. Sister-in-law started to scold me. Mother-in-law started to tell me to do such work that what will you fulfill our expectations? Go sweep or wash the utensils. She started to say many such heart-wrenching things. The one that hurt me the most was that I lost my friends. They used to come or I used to go to them. Then the burden of my heart used to get lightened a little. But everyone started to stay away from me. Everyone was scared by saying that I am under the influence of something. I am cursed by some saint. The wife on whom my influence falls, her womb will also dry up. My body was on fire. The fire of revenge flared up in my heart. I also thought that if I confront my mother-in-law and sisters-in-law as a retaliation, then they will provoke my husband and get me a divorce. If the divorce was related only to my caste, then I would not have cared. I was very careful about my family. I thought of my parents. How would they bear this shock? I kept the flames of my heart in my heart and my heart kept burning. A friend from my maternal home did not leave me. She was my confidant. Our friendship was deep. After so many years of my life, I got the hint that now there is no option other than divorce. I started thinking that if I get divorced, no one will marry me. Because my in-laws will tell everyone that I am not capable of bearing children. In these circumstances, when the sword of death started hanging over my head, I started tolerating the things said by my mother-in-law and sisters-in-law. But still, they started talking to each other every day. But I had to accept defeat because I was very afraid of divorce because of my parents. One day, there was a lot of argument and I came to my maternal home thinking that I will come back when my husband comes in the evening. When I came home, it was locked. I knew that if the family members have gone somewhere, the keys of the house are in the house next door. When I went to the house next door, there was a man in his house. He told me that my mother and his mother had gone to pray for him at a shrine. This man was married. He did not get along with his wife. I knew him well as a neighbor. His wife was at her parents' house for many months. This man did not want to bring his wife back. He made me sit and started crying for his wife. I also told him the story of my troubles. I told him that I was very scared of divorce because it would shock my parents a lot. If God gives me a child, then all the fights would end. While talking on this issue, this man became very rude. Suddenly, the flame of revenge and rebellion rose in me. I thought in my heart that I only want a child. How will my husband know that this child is not his? My steps started faltering. My emotional state went out of control. And at that moment that man took my hand in his and said, "If you want a child, you will get it. You have to support me." I looked at him. Our eyes met. I saw a glimpse of the child in his smiling eyes. I did not let go of my hand. He got up and closed the door of the room. As soon as the door closed, suddenly a slight knock thundered in my chest like a cannon blast. Suddenly my self-respect was shaken. My body trembled so strongly as if a ghost had shaken me and said, "Muslim daughters risk their lives for their honor. You lost so easily. Do not be disappointed with God. Come to your senses." He closed the door and came towards me and I stood up. I told him to forgive me. And I came out without taking the key from him. I had not committed a crime, but I had definitely intended to commit a crime. Now this intention was biting me like a snake. When I came to the street, I started getting nervous. As if the walls were cursing me. As if the people passing by were staring at me with hatred. I started looking for some shelter that would free me from this feeling of guilt. I remembered my confidant. I walked very fast and reached her house. My friend was aware of my sorrow. When she started talking about my divorce, I told her that today my tears are not because of the grief of my husband. They are flowing due to some other reason. When she asked, I did not hesitate a bit and told her everything. I wanted to throw off the burden of that crime from my conscience. That crime which I had not committed. I had only thought about it. My friend became upset after hearing all this. I thought she would be angry with my such a shameless act. I took her face in my hands and said that I swear by Allah that I have run away from there. I have not committed any crime. She said that this is the mistake you have committed, that you did not commit the crime. Now suffer the punishment for not committing the crime. Parents after taking divorce. Come and sit in his house. There is no son of a mother who will marry you. Like your mother-in-law, everyone will say that this is your plant. My sister, the women who go to the saints for children, their lap is not made green by amulets and threads but by the saints themselves. There is a rule of deception in our houses. We give this deception to others as well as to ourselves. If you love your honor so much, then take a divorce. Come and sit at home and spend the rest of your life in that house. But I could not prepare myself for this deception. When I realized that my salvation lies in a crime, otherwise I will be rebuked forever. Then such a restlessness and bitterness arose inside me that I could neither sit nor lie down peacefully. I became mad. I had this intention in my heart that I should commit suicide. I should come under a train. I should drown myself. I should take poison. After 2-3 days, my husband told me clearly that he will now marry someone else. I pleaded with him. I gave him the excuse of love. Then I stooped down to the extent of placing my head on his feet, but he had turned into a stone. Still my plea, cajoling and facts softened him a bit. He said that my mother is telling me the name of another peer. I will ask him to take you there. If my wish is not fulfilled there also, then I will be forced to divorce you. I did not want to go to any peer. I told my husband that I will not go to the peer. My husband said, then take a divorce. This is not your fault but the fault of your education. I don't know what you think of yourself. Actually, you are getting the punishment for insulting peers and elders. I had forgotten that I am also educated. When my husband reminded me, I also remembered that I have also read the Quran. I consider this holy book to be a message from God. As soon as the Quran came to my mind, a light flashed in front of my eyes. My mind showed me the way. I immediately told my husband that I would go to that saint. After two there, we reached the shrine. Janat Pir Sahab was sitting in the gathering of his disciples. Seeing me, the Pir was overjoyed. My mother-in-law came forward and touched his feet. Then she asked me to come forward and touch his feet. My mother-in-law was just about to tell her her wish when someone from behind told her that she is not here, Hajur is in some other condition. Send the girl inside. Hajur listens to wishes there. With that man put his hand on my shoulder and pointed towards a door and said, that girl, go here and there. Hajur will do the favor. No one went empty-handed from this shrine. My body shivered very hard. My mother-in-law made me stand up and said in a low voice, go inside. When Hajur comes, touch his feet and talk to him. Whatever he asks you to do it with attention and from the heart. This is the last chance for you and us as well. I went inside quietly. There was a plank laid inside. There were precious pillows and bed sheets on it. The room was very well decorated. Pierre quickly came in and closed the door. Pierre was in excellent health. His face was handsome and red. There was an attraction in the face and body of that man with a svelte body. As soon as he came, he said in a strange voice, "I cannot have a child," and he himself replied, "I will have a child." He asked me to lie down on the bed. I replied while standing, "I want a talisman. I have not come here to lie down." He laughed. "If the devil laughs in front of me, I will swear that the devil must laugh like this Pierre." He came close to me. He said that he will give me the talisman and a child too. He wrapped one arm around my waist and threw me on the bed. Seeing him, I understood why ignorant women are his disciples. He was considering me one of those women. There was a strong stench coming from his mouth. I don't know whether it was the smell of alcohol or hash. He threw me on the plunger and climbed on the plunger. I jumped up from the plunger and gave him 3-4 blows. I stepped away. He called me lovingly to him. He said that I will give you such an amulet. Then I don't know what miracles of this amulet he started describing. I told him off and said angrily, "I spit on your face and your amulet. I will try my amulet now. I was misguided to come to you." He laughed loudly and said, "Mad girl," and got up from the bed. I quickly left the room and walked out of the shrine. Seeing me, my mother-in-law also came out and asked, "What did the Lord say?" 0:16 minutes and 55 seconds, I did not answer her. My lips were sealed. My tongue had no strength to speak. Perhaps I myself was not the same as I was before entering that house of crime. My mother-in-law kept saying something or the other, but I remained silent. We reached home in the evening. I told my mother-in-law that I was going to my maternal home and I came to my mother's house. My mother became upset after seeing me. I consoled her that Allah will show mercy. Whatever happens, inshallah, will be for the better. I stayed at my mother's house that night. It was midnight. I could not sleep till then. Strange thoughts were coming to my mind. I was thinking about the kind of atrocities that happen to women inside their homes, due to which women are forced to find ways to escape themselves. Their hidden activities are such a secret that only God knows apart from them. The husbands of those women walk around with their necks held high with pride. All the people of the house were in deep sleep at that time. I performed ablution and took out the Quran Majid from the cupboard and went to the terrace. A cold breeze was blowing. I read the Quran and kept it on the bed. I read two nafils on the cold floor of the terrace. During that time I cried a lot. After reading the nafil, I stood up holding the Quran in my hand. Then I cried so much while standing that it became difficult to control myself. I hugged the Quran to my chest and kept crying. I don't know for how long I kept crying. When did I come down and the effect of fear had also worn off. I wrote a letter to Khamend in which I wrote that I want divorce immediately. I will collect my full right of meher. I forgive you for the expenses because I do not want to be dependent on you. I will not come to your house now. It will be good if you send my things which are in your house. Otherwise give them to your second wife. My brother came from school. I gave him the letter and asked him to give it to my in-laws' house. When I told my parents what was written in the letter, they were furious. I consoled them that whatever happens will be for the best. I said that if my God is true, then He will definitely help us. While saying these words, I felt the way I used to tremble on hearing the name of divorce earlier. Now I had become brave, and there was a supernatural power which was making me believe inside that Allah will make everything right. After 10 to 12 days, I got my divorce letter and right of meher. My trunk of clothes also came. However, they stole some of the jewelry. Along with the items, I got a message from my mother-in-law that now we will see who gets fruits from this dry tree. This is the thohar plant which drinks all the water from the ground. It neither bears fruits nor flowers. But I did not care now. My heart was at peace. 7 months passed. Our same neighbor with whom I had gone astray. The fight with his wife increased so much that he divorced her. Then the same neighbor became the reason for my salvation. One day when I went to the roof of the house, he was also present on his roof. After that day, I was seeing him today. As soon as I saw him, I started coming down, then he called me and said, "Listen to me. If you want, I am ready to marry you." I said, "You know, people call me thohar plant. Don't you like flowers?" He said, "If it is in my destiny, I will get it." That very day I told my mother to talk to that man about the relationship. Mummy and Abbu talked and the matter was finalized in a few rounds. Our nikah was read with utmost silence and simplicity. My mother was still afraid of what would happen now. If there is no child, the daughter might come back home. But God proved His name and words true. In the 3rd month of marriage, I washed away my mother's worries and gave her the good news. Then God blessed me with a daughter. My first husband married a second time and then a third time. But till date, he is childless. Allah gave me 2 sons and a daughter. My youngest son is 15 years old right now. All this is the result of my strong faith in Allah. Otherwise, I had gone astray. He was also present on his roof. After that day, I was seeing him today. As soon as I saw him, I started coming down, then he called me and said, "Listen to me. If you want, I am ready to marry you." I said, "You know, people call me thohar plant. Don't you like flowers?" He said, "If it is in my destiny, I will get it." That very day I told my mother to talk to that man about the relationship. Mummy and Abbu talked and the matter was finalized in a few rounds. Our nikah was read with utmost silence and simplicity. My mother was still afraid of what would happen now. If there is no child, the daughter might come back home. But God proved His name and words true. In the 3rd month of marriage, I washed away my mother's worries and gave her the good news. Then God blessed me with a daughter. My first husband married a second time and then a third time. But till date, he is childless. Allah gave me 2 sons and a daughter. My youngest son is 15 years old right now. All this is the result of my strong faith in Allah. Otherwise, I had gone astray.